High school football season has kicked off in Medicine Hat, and so has a brand new show called Rangeland Raw on Shaw. We'll be recapping the games of the Rangeland Football Conference, starting off with Friday night, September 7th. A huge win for the Crescent Heights Vikings over the Medicine Hat High Mohawks, 40-7. The first win over them in 14 years, followed by the McCoy Colts, falling to the Brooks Buffaloes by a score of 20-14 with a late game comeback by the McCoy Colts. Enjoy. Dave Dawson here with Dustin Ressler, head coach of the Crescent Heights Vikings, after a massive 40-7 victory in the opening night of the Rangeland League. Dustin, first of all, what's going through your mind right now?
I'm ecstatic. Great result. We limited our turnovers. We came out and executed, and obviously that's the result we want.
Last year in the Rangeland Finals, you lost 35-6. There was a lot of turnovers. The scores flipped on the same side. Is it justice served today for you?
I wouldn't say justice necessarily, but we did have 6 fumbles in that game, I believe, and today I think we had 4 or 5 turnovers on defense. So it is flipped, and I think those turnovers really make a difference in high school football.
Yeah, you know, it seemed to be that early on in the game, the huge run by Justin Hattersley, a block punt, that really did it for you. Do you feel that too?
Yeah, to start the game like that, I don't think you could script it any better for us. You know, getting that 40 or 50-yard run, whatever it was, field goal after that with a rookie kicker that's never taken any kicks before, and then the block punt and score. 17-0. You don't expect that right at the start in the first quarter.
When was the last time you beat Hat High?
I believe it was 14 years ago. Yeah, a long time.
14 years ago. What does that do for the team's confidence?
It's huge for our confidence. You know, we felt like we had the team last year to do it. We shot ourselves in the foot. So this year we knew we had more seniors. If we came out and we executed, the game would be close and we could win it.
What do you do in practice this week? Have you reached your ultimate peak already?
Oh no, not at all. There's going to be a tough road ahead. We ought to make the provincial finals. That's our goal. We got the RFC final as well. So first of all, we got to stay healthy. Second of all, we got to build depth. Today we couldn't get a lot of guys out because we didn't have that depth. We need our second string guys to step up and give those guys a break.
How's Scott feeling? Look a little banged up there.
Yeah, he's fine actually. It was just a calf cramp, so no problem there.
All right, thanks for doing this. Congrats on the win.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Dave Dawson here. I'm here with Quinn Skelton, the head coach of the Medicine Hat High Mohawks, after a 40-7 loss in the opening night of the Rangeland League. Quinn, I guess first of all, where did it go wrong tonight?
I think all the congrats has to go to Crescent Heights. Those boys came out fired up, and they're very well prepared. And you know, I think they just took it to us, and we thought we were going to walk away with a win. So. Hats off to Crescent Heights for really coming out prepared and just giving us a hard time.
You had a trip down to Oregon in the preseason. You mentioned that the intensity was one thing that really stuck out. Were you intense enough tonight?
Not at all. I don't think our guys really showed up here to play. I thought they figured they could walk away with a win regardless. You know, it's been a long time since Crescent Heights has knocked us off, and I think our boys just expected to walk away with another one. So, like I say, congrats, and I think Crescent Heights prepared very well, and they had our number tonight.
Quinton Slack looked to be a little bit banged up late in the game there. Is he okay?
He's fine. No, there was no worries that way. We ended up with a whole lot of cramping during the game. You know, it was pretty hot out here, and no excuses that way. Both teams had the same issues with the heat and the cramping, but no, we're okay. I think it's going to be gut check and check some of the hearts here when we go back to practice next week. And beginning of the year, we want to be at the end of the game at the end of the year, and you know what? We definitely remember a 40-7 beating.
Wake-up call, I would guess?
It better be.
All right, thanks for doing this, Quinn.
Thank you.
Right in here with David Angel, the head coach of the Brooks Buffaloes, after a 20-14 win. And I guess, David, after the first half, likely not the result you expected it to be, but you guys came out with a victory, did you not?
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. Just, yeah, I wish we could have held them off the scoreboard a little bit more. A couple of missed tackles here and there, but they're a really strong team. So, you know, they did pretty well in the second half. We were a little bit tired, so.
Yeah, talk about Thomas Lee and I guess Musa Kamara, some of those guys putting up big yards and making an impact tonight.
Oh, and playing like the whole game pretty much. Yeah, those are our go-to guys, and they did a fantastic job tonight.
Are you happy with the execution? I know you may have left a lot of points on the board there with some possible red zone execution.
Yeah, in the end though, we're going to get a couple of misplays. We're going to come back from, you know, any kind of adversity. We hope we will anyway. We did all right. I think, you know, it's early in the year. We're going to learn from those mistakes. We're going to get better as the year goes along.
First one as a head coach, does it feel good?
Yeah, it does feel pretty good actually. Yeah, thanks.
What's on the menu for practice this week? What are some things you're going to touch on?
We're just going to try and eliminate some of the, like we had quite a few penalties, needless penalties that cost us some yards. We're also going to work on some tackling. You know, they got the the 120-yard run or whatever. You know, they scored their first touchdown from it. From 3 missed, you know, leg tackles. You know, people just throwing their bodies, not wrapping up. So we're going to try and work on that, make sure that we're hitting on the numbers and making sure they're not getting anywhere.
All right, thanks for doing this. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.
Right in here with Al Guy, the head coach of the McCoy Colts, after a 20-14 loss. And I guess, Al, are you happier with the performance in the second half and after a bit of a slow start?
Yeah, well, the second half was a lot better. You know, I'm disappointed in the first half. I thought, you know, we could have did a little better, played a little bit more discipline, but I mean, that's football, so we'll get better.
Now, coming into the season, you said you wanted to wipe the slate clean from last year. 2 big plays for touchdowns. Do you feel that you set the tempo maybe for a new season this year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, even we scored against CCH the weekend before the test game. I mean, we played good enough, but, you know, we got to tweak some things. There's some things we can fix. And so we got 2 weeks now to get ready for Crescent Heights, and they had a great game today. So, I mean, it's going to be a tough game against them guys, so we got to get a game plan and be ready for them.
How do you address some of those penalties that snuffed out a lot of the drives that maybe could have turned this game into the favor of yours?
That's something, the discipline part on our team. We need to fix that, and composure is huge. We can't be taking them penalties. I don't care what team you are. It's going to hurt you. Every time we take 2 steps forward, we go 3 back. So it's a mental thing with the kids, and we'll work on that aspect.
One last question. You mentioned coming into the season, Sam Harvey was going to be a big shining spot for you. How about his performance tonight?
Well, you know, he's got lots of heart. That he's a great player. He tries to take sometimes too much, and but you know, if he'll explode one of these days, and he's a great player. And we try to get him in space. We try to stretch the defense, and that's what we're about. We're about getting Sam Harvey in space. So, and that's our goal. So.
All right, Al, thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dave.